My sound waves are really big today.
Hmm?
I got big sound waves.
Big wave ran up in it. Rip to her.
Actually, she's gone.
She's gone inadvertently. She was my favorite part.
I mean, big wave. And also, shook.
Yeah, look at the move. Look at the moving eye.
I mean, in a debut?
Name a more iconic verse. Name a more iconic debut. Oh, I hate it here.
We're in the 4th gen of K-pop, sis. Or I think entering 5th gen.
I don't think we're entering 5th gen yet. I think 4th gen started 2019. So I think we got a few more years.
Like, I don't think it's time, but, I watched the K-pop reality shows. Apparently, the debut of the Boys Planet show is supposed to be, like, the introduction to 5th gen. But no one else is debuting.
Out of your mind.
No one else is debuting, so that doesn't make sense, you know?
Not only is no one else debuting, are you telling me that Generations last 4 years?
That doesn't
make sense.
Okay, let's do some Googling really quick. 2 PM is like firmly 2nd generation, I'd say.
Yes.
Whereas a 17 in EXO, 3rd gen.
Yeah, 17 EXO, 2 is firmly
guess what?
3rd gen. What's up?
That's a long fucking time in between.
It sure is. Well, then, like, 1st gen K-pop is like the amounts of time have gotten shorter, but I think there's a point where we have to put our foots down, put our feet down. Even
should it not at least be 5 years?
Yeah, even that I think is low.
Yeah,
I'm looking for an 8 to 10.
That'll never happen.
No, but that's okay.
Hello, June. We're here.
Hi, June.
We record these every month, and yet I couldn't tell you how I started the podcast last month.
I always just leave it in your hands. I just trust you. You've been podcasting for a long time.
Shockingly enough,
like, she'll figure it out. She'll get us there.
I like a little bit of spontaneity.
But more than anything, you love a cold open. An ice cold open.
A splash of cold water right to the fucking face.
What is it? A cold dip? What's the thing that people do for their endorphins?
It's gotta be just a cold bath, a cold dip, where they just...
A cold soak?
They jump into their ice baths.
Yeah, and it releases as much serotonin as cocaine or something like that, but like as a slow release? I don't know.
Oh, cocaine?
Yeah, allegedly. Cocaina.
Then why do we have a drug problem?
when you can just have ice.
I apologize. I haven't even fully started the podcast.
You let me talk for 3 seconds and I derailed us. I'm so sorry.
Welcome back to Chaos for June, the monthly K-pop podcast where we recap the comebacks and debuts that matter to us. June was okay, but...
sparse.
But, to make up for it, as if the world of K-pop is in our hands, I do have a fandom name this month.
Oh, wow. I didn't know this. I'm excited. What is it?
It's K-Love.
Okay.
We are Chaos K-Love. Within it, there is a meaning, because this is K-pop.
Mm-hmm.
So it's K-LUV,
mm-hmm.
which stands for Chaos. Yes, the K is its own.
Okay.
Chaos hyphen Love's Ultimate Vibrations.
Love's Ultimate Vibrations, because we're two high vibrational women.
Do you see?
In a high vibrational okay.
I wanted absolute nonsense.
I like this more than Lonely, I'll tell you that.
I mean, we all have our days and our moods. And I was in an ugly mood when I said Lonelies.
Not just when you said it, when you premeditated, when you wrote it down at 3 a.m. and then weeks later debuted it on the pod.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like we said, this month was sparse. Um there were very strong hits, but a ridiculous amount of meh.
Yeah, and also lots and lots of pre-releases. We were talking about this as we prepared for the show, but like for anyone who maybe doesn't know our policy on pre-releases, we mostly think that they're like ridiculous, kind of capitalist, silly promotional nonsense that don't matter. We're not going to talk about a pre-release when the album is coming out a month later, and we're going to talk about the album in a month anyways, unless we really got something to say. And I don't think any pre-releases have made it in this time. Maybe one, but so yeah, just letting y'all know about that because there were a lot of pre-releases this month.
Yeah, and like from pretty big names too, which means we'll probably get to them next month.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, simple as that. But starting out the month was in fact the Stray Kids
with their Phantom on Earth, baby.
The Stray Kids. And they released S-Class from their 5-star album.
Can't even get all the way through to the name.
I mean, we've said it before because Stray Kids, I feel like I've had 50 songs out this year.
Yeah, every year, yeah.
There's just something.
JYP cracking the whip.
There's just something about a Stray Kids.
Yeah, I think it was the single came out. Both of us started listening to the album. We said in our GM like, oh, listening to the album. I think an hour later, you said this is an endurance test, and I was like, has Danny not listened to a Stray Kids album before? Because they're all like that. They don't pump out like little EPs. It's like they pump out 5 full 10+ song
when
albums.
I said endurance test, I did not mean the length of the album and the number of songs.
Oh no, I know. For me, it's a combination activity.
Yeah, like I've listened to Stray Kids albums and never have I liked a Stray Kids album all the way through, but like I'll usually maybe like this. Usually maybe. Jeez.
Possibly maybe?
Sometimes always. I'll like the single and then like have a couple of B-sides. So I'm like, okay, yeah, this is kind of, it's funky. I can get with it. 5-star? Oh boy, was that album unlistenable.
Yeah, I think we'll talk about the title track in a second, but I think that the album on the whole is pretty impossible. It's also very long. Not only long in the sense of there's quite a few songs on it, but each individual song is very long.
Like it's so difficult. It's a difficult album. Also, Lotus, none of the songs are long. I think the longest song may be 3.5 minutes, and the rest are under 3 or maybe like 3:10.
Well, I guess by a K-pop rap song standards, 3 minutes is long.
It feels a little... Okay.
At 3 minutes, I don't think you should be doing more. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's fair. I won't argue with that. But...
I guess I mean they're all of average or higher length.
Okay, yeah. I won't argue with that. One
exception. I think there's a 2:30 in there, and that's about it.
The album is not very good. Oh, the album is not very good. It's so, like... incomprehensible. None of the songs feel like they could belong on the same album. It's bad. However, S-Class, the title, which is what we're here to discuss, is what I want from Stray Kids always.
Yeah, really? You do you like the whole thing?
No.
No. Is it the Changbin hip hop break, 90s hip hop break in the middle that does
we have a fucking winner. It's bad.
It's bad. It's the rest of the song is fun. It's very, very much what you want to have Stray Kids. Just like fast, aggressive, ugly, but not in a negative way. Just like a kind of it's not like grungy or grimy, but just a ugly little track just that is loud.
Yeah, a very strange usage of like bass. So it's just like a brah brah.
And then like the thing with Changbin's little hip hop section is that number one, it slows the pace, which is normally fine if a song is that quickly paced, and then at some point you say, okay, time to slow things down. It's after the first chorus.
It's
so
very
you don't
early.
even have time to settle into the pace that the song is going at. And then it says, by the way, I'm a 90s hip hop guy. We are all wearing diarrhea colored velvet sweatsuits with undershirts. And we are now in a different scene doing a very slow dance that has very, very little demonstrable hip hop connection. And
Yes.
is also primarily offbeat in the raps.
Yes.
It's really tough. So like I like the rest of S-Class, but I can't get through it as a song.
That's the thing. I like S-Class, but it's not on the playlist because I can take a song that has a really bad part if that comes maybe 2 minutes in.
Mm-hmm.
But this feels so immediate, and it's so immediate. And like Stray Kids does this often where they have like their loud, fast, aggressive song and they'll stop it really quick to change it up. Yeah. But it's a quick stop and they'll go back in and it's not bad. Like in Maniac where it's going and they stop it with a drill sound.
Yeah, you know, it's a classic like little, I mean, it's more of an EDM trick than anything, I think. An electro or like DJing kind of trick.
Mm-hmm.
Just to kind of catch people off guard and then bring them right back in.
Yes. This time they said, no, let's just stay here for a second. And Changbin has so much charisma.
He does.
But it doesn't always translate when he raps.
Yeah. And I mean, we always joke about how Stray Kids have too much creative control. I don't know about where that rap kind of came from. It could be anywhere and I could believe you. I just think someone should have said no. This is not conveying what we needed to convey.
Yeah. Because I can at least appreciate when Stray Kids their rapping is offbeat but fast. It's fine. The beat helps carry it through. But when it's offbeat and slow, it's just too noticeable.
It's just too noticeable. Okay. And it's also very unexciting. It's an unexciting section.
Yes.
Like when Han comes in, it kind of gets back up there. Especially because I'm sure we'll talk about the music video in a second. But there's like a really cool shot where it looks like he's like at the end of like a big wide street, and then he moves to the side and it reveals that it's a little diorama. And that's cool. Mm-hmm. That's fun. Stray Kids, they often have some funny little like cinematography tricks that they do in their music videos. And I usually find them pretty entertaining.
Oh yeah, Lotus. This song came out and it happened to be when I was up late. Like, so it was maybe like a 4 a.m. and I said, oh, new Stray Kids song. Me watching this, exhausted, like a fucking 6-month-old watching Coco Melon.
Coco Melon.
I do love that, like, since God's Menu was like a slight start to it, with like the editing getting a little funky, God's Menu and Backdoor, but I do love the way that Stray Kids music videos are edited.
Yeah, for a while they were overusing the gyroscope, like the focus on the face. They used it like 3 times in a row and it was like, okay, this is kind of tired. But they evolved that more into kind of having their own vision. They do still overuse some stuff in this video, like We Get It, You're Cops. Stray Kids love to be cops. They
love to be cops.
And like, this isn't even like, it's fucking 2023 and I'm a leftist. No more fucking cops in music videos. It's just like, it's for Stray Kids specifically, it is tired. They are cops in like every fucking music video. They have a side look where they are cops and they're dancing and it's whatever.
It's just, even if you love cops, it's just boring.
Yeah, it's just been done too many times at this point. And like, we get it. We get it. There's some like other weird stuff in the music video in the opening when the song is still really slow and Hyunjin looks great. He's doing his sexy little like side to side, his little sassy little hip movement. There's a move where like the beat suddenly comes in and he lifts his leg like a dog about to winkle on a fire hydrant. And it looks cool in the music video because they do a quick turn and cut to the side and then fireworks explode behind him. I'm going to say it looks bad on stage. It looks silly. It doesn't look good without the camera movement. You just got to do something else. Especially like when contrasted with, I think at the end of the first chorus, there's a part where Lee No does like a taekwondo kick and it looks beautiful because he's very good at doing those kicks. He has like perfect airtime and like a perfect turn for visual drama and flair. And so when you get one and then the other, you're like,
this could have been changed.
This could have been something else.
I like it.
Yeah,
but
I like it.
It's still a miss.
Yeah, it's a near miss. It's barely a miss. The fashion's also, it's okay.
Yeah, I'm not in love with it.
The Stray Kids always has great streetwear, but they always have one look that's like just too boring for me.
Yeah.
And granted, most groups will have this where like they have one look in the music video that's like the more traditional or boring look. The Stray Kids ones in this case they're all wearing like jeans, combat boots, and then white dress shirts with ties. And then some of them have jackets, some of them don't. The weirdest part is that everyone except for Lino has regular light wash or stone wash denim blue jeans on. Lino has ultra light wash, like gray wash jeans on that they have bedazzled. They are covered with rhinestones, and it makes sense because the song is called Star in Korean. So like, oh, he's the star. The problem is these are white rhinestones on gray jeans, so they just look dirty.
Yeah. It doesn't pick up very well.
They needed to be blue rhinestones on blue jeans or like super ultra sparkly black ones, but the specific shade of blue that they are, the rhinestones combined to just make them look like they have not been washed in a very long time.
At very best, they just look dingy, and that's not a look you want.
Especially not for the star.
So, strangely enough, a little bit of a miss from Stray Kids.
Yeah, other than that, they're looking good.
Yeah. No. I don't think we...
Oh, wait, can I say one more thing?
Oh, please do.
Actually, it might technically be two more things. I just had a second thought at the same time. Number one, too many fucking gamer references lately. We talked about 17 with their anime references. There's a Dragon Ball Z reference and multiple other references. Obviously, it's called S-Class. The album is called 5 Star. There's a B-side called DLC.
Yep.
Stop it. Stop it.
You don't like gaming?
I hate gaming. Famously, I hate video games and gaming.
Same.
And I don't believe anyone should make video games or be allowed to play them.
No.
KDA might have invented K-pop in 2018, but that doesn't mean that we should follow their lead.
Nope.
And then my other note that we talked about privately that I almost forgot to mention. One of the B-sides is featuring a gentleman who goes by the name of Tiger JK. If I was comparatively an amateur rapper who had to rap within the confines of K-pop as an industry and the trends of K-pop songs, I would not allow Tiger JK to be brought onto a song to fucking steamroll me the way that Tiger JK steamrolls everyone in Stray Kids in this song.
No, because Tiger JK is, one, already a very talented veteran rapper. Like, he's very good at what he does. Good name recognition, although Hoshi did do it first.
Hoshi did do it first, and notably, Hoshi did not really rap on that song. He said, let me not fucking try it.
Hoshi did it first and did it better. But, like, why would you even invite the comparison when I feel like it's gotta be a general consensus at this point that rapping isn't Stray Kids' strong point, even though it is a strong
I like how you say general consensus as if a single Stray Kids fan.
I
also
feel like
them being one of the larger K-pop fandoms in existence right now. Believe that.
I feel like it's general consensus that despite having rap-heavy songs, their rapping isn't the best.
Do you think ARMY believe that Suga and RM are not the greatest rappers to ever live?
Suga's pretty good.
That's not what I asked. Like, it's... it's not that we think that Stray Kids rappers are devoid of talent or anything, but you're not Tiger JK.
You're not Tiger JK.
And you also don't have to play by the same rules as Tiger JK, being that even Stray Kids, when they do like push the boundaries and everything, Tiger JK doesn't have any boundaries imposed on him, even if he is guesting on your song. And the comparison it invites is too close.
Yeah. Like, you go from Tiger K with, like, his very grown-ass, kind of lazy but talented style of rapping to Han? Just a hamster in a wheel?
He's a quokka, I think. They put out the SK Zoo version of Yo, and I think that's what he is as a quokka. I thought it was a chipmunk.
Okay, so we're
but
Googling.
I've since learned otherwise. Well, because they're all weird. They're all weird animals. Hyunjin's like a ferret or a weasel. One of them, I think Changbin, they made a hybrid of a bunny and a pig, which just feels rude.
It feels rude. It feels rude.
Felix is a chick. I think it's supposed to be because he's very pretty, but he has the deep voice, so it's like, haha, it's funny. He's a little chick.
Funny. Oh, see, I never read Bangchan as a wolf. I thought he was just a dog.
Oh, yeah, I thought he was a husky. I mean,
No.
same fucking difference.
I guess so, right? When you get down to it.
You gotta do wolf, I guess, because it's like he's the leader, so that's a little more, you know.
Sure, you know. Oh, yeah,
I think the
look.
dog's probably a better choice, but whatever.
I think a dog makes more sense. Look at that.
Oh, no, he can't be a dog because
we already have a
Sungmin is
puppy.
What kind of puppy? Who cares?
A puppy.
Just a puppy.
He's a puppy.
I mean, I think they're pretty cute.
Oh, yeah, these little things are cute as hell.
I mean, except for Changbin, I think his looks fucking horrible.
Because the thing is, they merged a rabbit and a pig together, which is rude, but they also made his ugly.
Yeah, that's the important part. It's not about the merging of the animals. It's barely even about which animals it is. It's that it's ugly.
It's also ugly.
Yeah, tough.
I'd sue, but you know.
Personally, I'd sue. You put me on a song with fucking Tiger JK, and you made my little animal ugly. Grounds for termination.
I'd sue. But are those your final thoughts?
Yeah, I think I got everything out there. I just couldn't leave those on the cutting room floor.
No, that was important because I forgot about that one. No. As I was saying, the next song, I don't think we discussed this at all. Normally, like we've said it before, we'll put a feeler out. We'll drop the music video and there may be a slight nudge as to what we're feeling. But I don't know at all what you think about From S9's comeback / first
From
album.
S9? Someone else's first. Hit K-pop soloist.
Oh my god! Look at that!
Look at that, hit K-pop soloist.
Halsey had a comeback.
Ashley! Kind of, technically. We wanted to cheat with this. And by we, I mean me, because I'm the one who asked for this. Because Suga, I mean, it says Halsey, Suga, but it's clearly a feature by Suga. There's just a lot going on here, and this is the only avenue I have to talk about it. So, Halsey, with Suga, released a song called Lilith for Diablo 4. There is a character in Diablo 4 named Lilith, in all the Diablo games, I believe. So you would, now Danny, you would think to yourself, okay, they named the song and created it after Lilith from Diablo 4, right?
That would be my assumption, yes.
So no, there's a song called Lilith on Halsey's previous album. Let me look up the title, but it's like, I don't want love, or if I can't have love, I want power, I think is what it's called, which came out like 2 years ago? 2 or 3 years ago? So they, I guess, licensed this song and they made a different version just for Diablo 4. And they have her very Megan Fox's daughter in the video, like visually, like, you know, Transformers Michael Bay era of like, we're going to have a super, super sexy woman on the hood of a car looking sexy to promote our game. Because hot women. As if it is 2012 again, which is embarrassing, especially if you're Activision Blizzard. And it's just, it's so strange. I like the song in the sense of sometimes Halsey can get the part of me that is still like an edgy 13-year-old. And I mean that as a genuine compliment. Like sometimes I just want to listen to an edgy Halsey song. And I think this is a better version of Lilith. Suga's part, however...
Oh, Suga's part.
not rapping. Not saying that Suga has to rap, but it's clearly his number one talent. He's a producer also. He can sing, but he's a rapper first and foremost. He was clearly filmed for the music video across the country in a very dark room in a cloak. He sings, and he sings only in English.
Only in English.
He has a brief, like, sing-rapping part, and almost none of it rhymes, and it's very confusing and strange.
It's also, like, worth noting that Suga does not come into the song until maybe halfway through?
Yeah, it's very clearly like a rap feature.
It's very much a feature, but it's not good.
No. The thing that's a shame is that this is, for me, a better version of the song than's on the original album. Because it's kind of, like, epic and cool and fun, I think.
I agree.
I've also heard this character is not really a villain in the game. They just keep trying to tell you that she's a villain, but she didn't really do anything.
Well, if you're a feminist, you would actually look at this and see power instead of villain, Lotus. If you were to watch
Activision Blizzard, and we know how they feel about women.
They love them.
Yeah?
That's what I heard.
Who told you that?
That's what I heard on the forums.
That's what I heard on the forums. As if anyone allows forums to exist in 2023. Ooh.
Yeah. I usually don't like Halsey's music too much. I feel like she kind of hit her heyday when I was leaving the phase where I would have cared. Mm-hmm. But this song isn't bad. I think Suga's part is...
It's not, like, offensively bad. It's just not good.
It's just not good.
Not making use of his talents literally at all. And
it's not good. And, like, not to be a stan, but when I hear Suga, I think, oh, this is going to be good.
Yeah.
So a bit of a letdown. But it's for Diablo 4. I wish nothing good for Diablo 4, so that's okay as well.
Oh no, fuck Diablo 4 and fuck Activision Blizzard. And fuck any fucking gamer, streamer, writer who's like, yeah, Activision Blizzard, boycott, we hate them. I believe survivors. And then was like, what's up, besties? Here's my Diablo 4 code. Or like, whatever.
Isn't that strange?
Isn't that concerning?
Isn't that concerning?
No one knows what we're talking about.
That's okay.
We've made a cornerstone of our personalities. This is also now the name of our GM. A random TikTok that you sent us on like a Tuesday afternoon.
Yep.
Isn't that concerning?
A man saying nonsense as if, like, the
Say
human body...
can drink salt water.
Like, if the human body is made up of water and you need salt, couldn't you just drink salt water?
Oh,
isn't that
that's
concerning?
The thing, though. He doesn't say, couldn't you? He says, you can. He says, you can just go outside and drink salt water out of the ocean, and yet we're acting like there's a water crisis, and we're trying to sell bottles of water. Isn't that concerning?
Nonsense.
Anyways, we can move on to From S9.
We need to talk about From S9. Full album release for the first time in maybe 6 years.
Also, it actually came out. We were starting to get really nervous.
I mean, whoever leaked the news that From S9 was going to have their full album drop in March really fumbled it up.
They thought this was a JYP situation. We were going to get a pre-release 3 months ahead of time.
No. This is Fromis coming from a nothing company going to Pledis, a borderline at best company.
A borderline at best and a girl group, so you know the budget is non-existent. It don't matter how much money they make for that company.
So, you know, it at least happened. They dropped this song, #MeNow, which I just like because it sounds like meow.
Okay.
Irrelevant.
I'm more negative on the title. Because I think
that's fair.
Well, maybe not for the reasons you might think of, like, oh, it's a hashtag, it's dumb. I think if you open something with #me, I expect 3 different letters to come after it, because it's quite a famous movement at this point.
It is.
So yeah, I think I think whoever decided to go with this title, as opposed to this just being like a tagline or a thing in the song, kind of a mistake. It looks very similar to Me Too. Just one of those like high-level marketing things where I think someone should have probably said, I don't know, guys.
Yes.
Like, it's not a big deal. It's just not a good choice.
It's not. It also doesn't look good. A hashtag with all lowercase letters, like, and it's not just one word. It doesn't look good.
Yeah.
But this song...
They just called it Feel Me now. Because that's what's in the chorus. I don't know. Anyways.
I guess, you know, we're doing something different. It's the first album.
The resurrection.
The resurrection of From Us 9, now From Us 8.
Yeah.
I listened to this whole album.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a few, I'm on K-pop TikTok, which is one of the worst places to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I did see a few opinions that it was like, oh, this isn't From Us 9. Where's the hyper pop, the girly pop? But to that I'd say, I mean, this still is a flavor of it, but also at some point, I do think a girl group has to have at least one album where they're allowed to be grown, even though they're not very grown.
Yeah, I would say that this is a more grown version of what they do, but also as much as I enjoy the hyperpop from us, that is not all that they make. And even some of their more famous songs like Too Heart and Dugum, I don't think are quite at the level of hyperpop.
No.
Like, they're girly pop, they're bubble pop for sure, but they're not hyperpop. This is a perfectly on-brand album for From Us.
Yeah, it's girly, it's a little vibey in the B-sides. I like it.
Yeah, I like the album a lot. Also, honestly, the first song on the album, the first B-side, Attitude, is more veering into hyperpop territory, so yeah, I don't get that.
I don't get it. I like this a lot. I like the twice-ification of any girl group.
What does that mean? Getting a good producer?
Where you slowly are just on the up and up of going from youthful music to slightly mature music. You know, the up and up. Getting a producer and money also helps.
It also helps when you have money.
It also helps when you do have money. And there may be a little bit of money involved. And From Us now. For like the past, 2 comebacks? 3 comebacks?
Probably only 2, I think.
Right? I don't remember when Pledis was like, oh, we have money and we do appreciate girl groups now. Whenever that happened.
I think that was a Hybe decision.
Who knows?
Who knows? But yeah, good album overall. I'm not wild about the styling or the physical albums at all. I think From Us are pretty consistently styled in a very boring way, which is in a lot of ways just like a pitfall of being a girl group. Is you're either like completely wackadoodle Y2K or you just look kind of classically pretty, and there's usually not a lot of in between. From Us are very much in the classically pretty or like casual territory, so they look pretty, they look nice, they look like they're wearing expensive clothing, but it's nothing all that much more interesting than that, I think.
Yeah, it's just a little boring. As much as I like From Us, I have yet to really feel strongly about any of their albums, the physical albums.
Yeah, I've never wanted a From Us album, I have to say.
Which is very unfortunate. And also, like, too common with girl groups.
Yeah. Because a lot of time it's just fucking ugly. A lot of, I mean, we talking about Will They Seraphim. They're probably the most egregious example.
Yes.
But a lot of girl group albums are fucking ugly.
They're ugly. Stacey is new. They can't fucking carry this on their back.
Yeah, especially because they have 2 songs come out every year.
They can't be the only ones.
They can't be the only ones. Please. Someone else try. Please, I'm begging you.
Moving on to the new 6, formerly known as TNX.
Going by their government names.
They're going by their government name, which I think was a good choice.
Yeah, too many. TNX, despite being a unique acronym, looks like every other group name kind of combined.
There are too many acronyms in K-pop, and there are a lot that look like TNX.
Mm-hmm.
So the group is still new. They've had this. June's comeback was their third comeback.
Yes.
It's early enough to change it. But
oh yeah. And even then, it always stood for the new six, so it's really just a visual change.
It's a visual thing, a branding change. Yeah, like the albums now will say the whole thing. You know, simple, nice. Their new song, "Kick It For Now," absolutely fucking perfect.
This song, I'm so glad. This song fucking knocks. Everything about it. I love the whole album. I love the visuals. I love the art. The concept of the album is ridiculous, but in a way that's fun and silly and self-referentially silly. For anyone who might not know, it's a very retro style, 80s style, New Jack Swing concept.
Mm-hmm.
The actual album itself and like the promotional lead up to the album was all stylized as if it was genuinely occurring in the 80s, and they were a boy group who appeared out of nowhere and then said, you know, they had this meteoric rise to fame, and then they said, okay, we'll see you in 30 years, and then they disappear off the face of the planet, and they have now reappeared.
They're back.
2023, fulfilling their promise of coming back in 30 years. The physical albums are also stylized as if they are magazines. And they committed to the looks.
I think they have like a little cassette tape album too, which is coming back, but just like in terms of the art, I think it's like cassette tape or VHS tape maybe for a limited edition. I'm not sure, but very good.
I have been hotly awaiting these fucking albums to arrive because despite this song coming out approximately a month ago, we're recording this, of course, just after the first week of July, they still have not appeared in the United States to my knowledge, maybe in a couple of select places, but even if you look up like unboxings, they do not exist.
You can find a couple of unboxings now.
They're
not two. I said a couple.
But you meant it literally.
I said a couple.
No hyperbole.
They're not like the best unboxings. But it's TNX.
Yeah, none of the big channels have picked up the unboxings. Even like the channels that sell albums and are using it to promote the albums they're selling. Like the rollout has just been bad.
Which is so strange because their debut had a lot of unboxings. Their debut song was absolutely horrible. It was it was bad, like of the time noise music.
Mm-hmm.
And then Love Never Dies.
Yeah, which as y'all might know, we like very much.
Amazing song, but just this one, it's nowhere. But let's talk about this song.
Yeah, they might. You know, I'm just gonna say they were too busy doing all that other marketing, and that's what it was.
Was at the end of the day, what it was is they put so much effort into every aspect of this album. They only had enough room to print 10 versions, 10 copies.
Well, that's exactly it.
You just have to wait.
They were making fucking magazines. There are adverts in there, okay?
Yeah. But the song is good. There's been a big push towards throwback sounds in songs in K-pop. However, a lot of them are maybe like a toss-away sample of like 1 out of 3 outfits in a music video or like a single dance move. It's all been very toss-away, very quick references that you can pick up, but then it's nothing much.
Mm-hmm.
Kick It For Now said, no, we're going full 100%.
Full committal.
The hair, everybody has like just flat, unstyled hair.
Like they did do a good job of bridging the gap, you know?
Yeah, because their hair is not unstyled. It's very styled.
Yeah, they did a good job of modernizing it, where like the physical albums are 100% committed to the realism of it, whereas like the music video, the stage performances are more interested in modernizing it.
Yeah, the choreography for this has so many like old K-pop, old 80s pops, like we're just doing a little workout routine.
Yes, it's very 80s workout challenge. Let me get into the Zumba and do a Kick It For Now.
Perfect. It sounds good. Oh, I love this song So much. I don't want to spoil my top 25 of the year because it's not set.
I love how you say this approximately once every 2 weeks and then spoil one of
I
your
don't want to
songs by saying
spoil
it.
my top 25 this early in the year. But I will say, I may listen to this just as much as I listen to Groovy by Gravity. Wherever they end up, if they end up in there at all, contentious.
Contentious, okay. No, I love this song a lot. I like I really like the little dance move in the chorus. Nostalgia, deja vu.
I'm a big fan for a mispronounced English word, but not because of like an accent or language or anything, but just so that it fits on the beat better. Like when Vernon goes recipe instead of recipe.
And they say this is a Korean word now, actually, because it's in our song, so you're gonna deal with it. I love it.
Nostalgia.
Nostalgia, deja vu. Yeah, no, it's great. I actually like the whole album quite a bit. I don't have any like particularly high level thoughts, but they continue to make songs that all fit on one album without sounding the same and still commit to the concept, which is great.
Yeah. I like the B-sides. I thought it was a solid album. A good follow-up to Love Never Dies, which, I think may have come out this year as well.
I think it did.
So
I think we did an episode on it, so it would have had to come out this year.
It would have had to. Good trajectory so far. Because, again, that debut was poo-poo.
Mm-hmm. And they're keeping it fresh, new concepts. Might have liked if they stayed in the old one a little bit longer, the previous one, I should say.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you're going to do something this strong, then hey.
Yeah, and also, like, they came with, like, the emo concept a little bit on the end of...
Oh, that's true.
The trend. So, it's a new group. Keep it fresh.
Mm-hmm. Just keep doing stuff. And then revisit once you realize that it did extremely well. Because, I mean, this song has done really well.
You could stay with it for a little bit.
You could stay with it for a little bit.
Moving
keep those
on.
Reaction YouTubers in business. Because did you notice, like, this song came out to little fanfare because we keep up with all the releases. We were like, like, this song is out, and I was listening to it, but I was not trying to give away how much I liked it because we try to stay secretive. And then, like, a week goes by. Not too much. You'll see a couple people reacting just because it's a new thing. Right at, like, the 2-3 week mark, suddenly every single K-pop reaction YouTuber on YouTube was like, reacting to Kick It For Now by the new Six? This is actually really good! It was all I fucking saw.
Listen.
I
don't give a K-pop react channel too much.
I don't, but they were all over my low recommended.
The algorithm got you. Or tried to.
I tried to. It did its best.
Oh, it's good. It's good reaction fodder. Because one, the song is good, and two, it's very much in the nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a nostalgia grab, I guess. Moving on to Anteam. The Japanese boy group counterpart to Enhypen.
The werewolves.
The werewolf to Enhypen's vampire. I went through all of Enhypen's music videos because, like, I remember that a couple of Anteam members were in Enhypen's Drunk Dazed music video.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went back through and I said, let me get the lore so that I could come to the podcast informed. Shockingly enough, Enhypen has been they have been vampires in almost every music video, even past the mic. So that's really the only information I got from my attempt at finding lore.
Didn't really help the Anteam situation, did it?
No, I thought maybe there would be a little bit more there. But it's okay. We have Firework by Anteam. A fucking bop, easily.
Mm-hmm.
They're still werewolves, which I appreciate.
They're more werewolf in this one. The song literally opens with, like, them running on a dark road wearing these weird, like, foam children's wolf masks. And I think one of them is, like, there's a point where one of them is sitting in a field with just a wolf pelt hat on.
Yeah. Towards I think the end of the video, spoilers, one of them, there's like a full moon out, and one of them turns towards the girl who's in the video, and his eyes are just yellow. I think it's pretty safe to say they may be committed to the concept.
Oh, but we could have said the same thing about In Hype, and then we're fucking flash stepping and teleporting and drunk dazed, and then look what that got us.
Well, listen, like I said, Pass the Mic isn't good, but they are still vampires. I finally watched the music video. But you had to look it up. No, you just have to watch the music video all the way through.
Yes.
Lotus, all the way through. You have to watch it all the way through.
Is that after the music stops?
No, it's in it. They're like cloaked figures pop up. I think they're using their powers, they're lighting bitches on fire. Cloaked figures pop up. It's in the music video. You just have to get past like maybe the halfway mark, which I don't know if you did, but I know I hadn't until...
I probably hadn't, but also I wouldn't remember.
So...
I guess.
I'll give them that. But before we get into the song, I do like a werewolf concept.
You do? I would argue werewolf would be your favorite concept.
It is my favorite concept. I love the strange narrative in this video of just a bunch of teen wolves fighting over, or not even fighting over, but just looking longingly at one single girl who also seems like maybe she wants to kill them.
I know. In the opening, it really sets her up as a werewolf hunter.
She may want to kill them all. I love it. But the song is good. I mean, it's good. And Team So Far, I think they have good B-sides on this. And Team So Far, I think, came at a time where Hybe is doing their best. I think they may be Hybe Japan's only group. So they have the producers.
I think so.
Like, there may be a soloist there, but not anybody who promotes in Korea like Anteam is now.
Right.
Production is there. The choreography is there. They're fucking moving in this song.
Oh yes, they are schmoving in this. We thought Under the Skin was a difficult, demanding choreo, but no.
No.
It was really nothing.
You go back, you watch Firework, and then go back to Under the Skin and go, oh no, Under the Skin is kind of a slow song. I don't know. I'm excited. I know I shouldn't be excited because I'm sure I said the same thing about Enhypen, and the concept got it's a little bit in a rough place right now.
Well, I mean, I would still say I'm excited, but like Enhypen was a letdown. Once we got to Pass the Mic, the vampirism kind of left, the hyphens completely left. And the sound became bad. I think the same thing will probably happen with Anteam at some point, but that's like fine. I can deal with that as long as we get some good songs leading up to it. Because the thing is about Enhypen is that I think that Pass the Mic was still popular. Like, it's not like it sold poorly or that it wasn't well received.
It was very well received, more so than other songs, I believe.
Right, so it's not like, Hybe would have quote-unquote like learned their lesson with what they did with Enhypen. I think they're liable to do the same thing. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, Enhypen has recovered, so we just gotta hope that it's a casual matter of pendulum swinging and getting back to it, and we'll just enjoy, the supernatural high school boy concept that's always refreshing and fun.
A little bit of angst. It's got a little bit of angst in there.
Of angst. Not to incidentally invoke Harry Potter for, I think, the second month in a row, but Prisoner of Azkaban is the best Harry Potter movie for a reason. And it's not just that they picked a good director for once. It's the angst. It's the werewolves. It's the even more supernatural than magic elements in there. So, if Anteam can continue to channel that in their own special way, I will be happy as long as it occurs.
Yeah, I'm not someone who gets bored of a concept quickly with K-pop.
No, I don't either, which is why I'm like, why are we switching concepts after like 2.5 years? Especially if it's baked into like the identity of the group. I'm like, what are we doing, guys? You can change the sound all you want, as long as the sound isn't tied to the concept. But like, you can't just totally change shit up.
No, they move quick.
Whatever.
Whatever.
No one believes in art anymore.
Hey, maybe we could bring it back.
Maybe we could bring it back. Us too. Not everybody, just us.
Just me and you.
With our scathing critique for our amateur K-pop podcast.
Oh,
the Roger Ebert of K-pop, they call us.
That's what we're known as.
Anyways, good song.
Good song. I liked it a lot. Easy.
Styling's still just fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, if they're not at school, they're just wearing light wash jeans and flannel shirts.
Yeah, nothing to think about or write home about.
No, that's fine. You know, they're still teen werewolves, so.
I like how you had to try not to say it this time. You know, they're like teenaged werewolves or something.
They're werewolves who are still within the ages of being teenaged.
Yeah, but they're between 13 and 19-year-old werewolves. Lycanthropes.
The fashion just won't be there just yet, but maybe once they're slightly mature werewolves, I don't know, we'll get like a leather vest or something. I don't fucking know.
A vest.
Oh, next comeback is Ateez with the World EP2 Outlaw.
Bouncy, open hyphen, K Hot Chili Peppers, close hyphen.
Exactly what Lotus just said. This is the World EP2 Outlaw. What was the first one? Movement. Okay.
Yeah, Movement.
Okay.
Well, you know, just whatever.
Sure.
Just tagging on the World EP number to whatever they want the album to actually be called.
You know, if there's one thing I will say, though, Ateez has at least remained very consistent with their, like, the way they name their albums.
Yeah, that's fine. I just, like, I prefer it if the albums are just called what they are, and then it's like, this is the blank era. You don't need to put that in the album, to me.
Yeah, that's fair, but they want everybody to be sure.
I guess.
But this is Bouncy, in parentheses, K Hot Chili Peppers. For whatever fucking reason. I've long since given up trying to make sense of what Ateez wants to say, and I just listen to the music.
Just listen to the music and watch him dance, okay? Don't think about it too hard.
You don't think about it too much. But when they were releasing the song previews for this album, instead of a highlight medley, they did song, like, mini movies, like a minute of the song. I was very much into a lot of it. When they dropped the music video teasers for Bouncy, that splash of cold water that we talked about earlier, I felt the sting of the water across my cheeks.
Across your cheeks.
Just across the face. I said, oh.
Yeah, especially because the teaser that they released for Bouncy was the section of the music video where they're in a white palace wearing white outfits, notably white jorts.
They look very bad. They look very bad. And then it's such a specific part of the song. I said, oh no.
It doesn't match the rest of the song even a little bit. It's clearly this is the choreo stage and all the other outfits are black, so we decided to do white looks this time.
Mm-hmm. But then the song came out. And I think first listen, I still wasn't all the way sure. I think front-loading it with just strange English, not just, what are y'all saying? What do you want? What do you mean by any of this?
Yeah, I got time, but it's not for you, bro, if you know what I mean.
I said, no, this is just not going to be the Ateez. This isn't for me. The song kept going. I said, okay, maybe. The bouncy choruses with slow it down, make it bouncy. I said, I listened to it a second time. I'm in.
Oh, that's often all it takes.
It's just, first time is being, I'm unsure if these parts go together. Actually, the second time I listened to the song was with the full album.
Mm.
That really helps. Ateez still understands that how you put songs, how you list songs in an album does matter.
It really matters. Because even though I don't like a lot of their B-sides, they're always in the right order.
Yes, people do still listen to albums. And so Bouncy, despite being the single, I think is the third song on the album after like 2 full songs, not even an intro song. I believe both of the first and second song are both like 3.5 minute song. And then you get Bouncy, and then you have 3 more songs.
Yeah, you are correct.
Okay. It works very well in the album. And then going back to it, I'm good with it. I like it. There's still some parts I don't like. The start of it's never going to be good. Jungho just come on everybody.
Jungho doesn't sound good in this song. There's a lot to not like about this song for me. I would say overall, I like it okay. I'm like lukewarm on it. I usually won't change it if it's on. There's sometimes when I'm in the mood for a loud song, but I would probably just listen to a different Ateez song. So I'm like, but you know I love my cowboy shit. I love some flare jeans. I love some chaps. You know this about me.
I love that Hongjoong is so thin and petite that they can really go fucking wild when they dress him.
They can put whatever the fuck they want on him.
I love it.
I think it's Jungho who has he just constantly has a bucket hat, which sucks because you can't see his face, so like poor him, but it does give him the drama and conflama, especially when he's center, that you cannot see the top half of his face at all whatsoever. That's cool and fun. Mingi looks fucking awful. He looks like a Fallout New Vegas NPC, and not in a good way.
I love it. I'll paint the picture. Leather vest that kind of stops right above the navel in brown, a dookie brown. Long black leather coat, fringed cloth, slightly lighter dookie brown, shawl over the shoulder, ornate cowboy hat, lot of guns. I live.
Suede boots with a buckle on them for some reason.
It's messy.
It's really messy. Like, the thing is, Mingi's really handsome, so he can get away with it. I like that there's a lot of stuff piled on. I think the color story is correct, but I think the silhouette and often the individual pieces are ugly. And a lot of them are clearly made of pleather, so they look just cheap and busted.
They
leather.
Look like it doesn't look expensive at all.
Yeah, no, it looks very much like plastic. It looks very much like he took 3 different sexy cowboy outfits from the Spirit Halloween and wore them all at the same time.
I like it. You barely see him under it.
You can barely see him.
Like,
I think the hat's bad too. I wish it was a different hat really bad.
Yeah, I don't like the hat.
Which I think is really important.
It's a cowboy hat.
It's a fucking cowboy album. And you're in a cowboy look. You can't wear a floppy fedora.
It's not very good.
No.
But I like the song. Like I said, there is a lot I dislike. There's not a lot I dislike. There are a lot of bits that I'm a little bit on, and then parts that I'm really into. I like that Mingi still does his normal fix on.
Yeah, fix
part.
On.
And also spells his name in the middle of his verse. But like, in an attempt to keep up with the beat, spells his name at such a weird pace.
Yes. Like that was just like a bar filler.
It just sounds like he's missing letters, but also like isn't actually spelling his name.
Yes.
It's interesting. But overall, like I think I am still enjoying Ateez's Anarchy era.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I'm just okay on it. I think as much as I enjoy Ateez's styling, it's just like slightly, it doesn't seem to know what it wants to be. It wants to be cyberpunk and it wants to be cowboy, like no tech, low tech.
Yes.
And it wants to be moto and it wants to be punk. And it just doesn't always go all the way together. Despite sounding very disparate, I think that is actually an extremely achievable mix of styles. And I just don't think they do it.
No.
Yeah, like, why is there a boxing match in this where San is wearing metallic pants and Woo Young is allegedly his coach, but looks more like his pimp.
Yes. I think we may be like missing references just a little bit.
Yeah, but because it has to look good.
Absolutely. But I feel like we're missing references, like context to references, Ateez themselves. And so it all just creates a very strange photo. They have a part where there's a little parrot in the video whose little beak is moving slightly to the chorus.
Yeah, I think it's just the tongue.
I don't know.
I don't know what the parrot... I mean, I think the parrot's just there for a cheeky, like...
A little fun moment.
This part is high. And, like, yeah, that's fine.
There's also a little, like... What is it? Like, the like, very classic Akira...
Yeah, Yosong does an Akira slide, which...
The motorcycle thing... Over it, yes.
I'm over an Akira slide. When the fuck did Akira come out? 1987?
Back when bitches were old.
Bitches stopped being old after that.
Back when bitches were old. It's a little overdone.
In 1988, pardon me. It's extremely overdone. Especially in the year of our Lord Savior 2023. Again, I don't care that they're on motorcycles and there is a bit of a cyberpunk flair to the world here. I also think that it's like a distinctly cyberpunk flair instead of just being like cowboy futuristic, which I just think is tired and boring. But I don't need to see an Akira slide, and I especially don't need to see a very poorly photoshopped Akira slide.
Yes.
If you don't get someone's ass on a real motorcycle, at the very least.
One last thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know if you've listened to any B-sides.
I have.
Okay. They're fine.
You should try to.
They're fine. I don't have a problem with them. They have a song called Django.
Yeah.
And, forgive my ignorance, but is Django not a slave? Or is it
He used to be.
Forgive my ignorance, but is that not...
Well, because they're outlaws.
It's on the same... It's in the same book that Pentagon's Basquiat is in, but it's in a very different chapter of the book.
Well, I might be wrong, but the thing is, like, obviously, when we hear Django, we think of Django Unchained by Quentin Tarantino.
And obviously, when Ateez hears Django, they think of Django Unchained by Quentin Tarantino.
Right. But there is the fact that Django was originally a white guy. He's like a John Wayne. He's just like a white guy, white cowboy guy.
Okay. I'll take that.
But again,
I'll take that and I'll move on.
We know that that's not the reference.
I'll take that and I'll move on.
But we can just pretend that it's that, so it's not so weird and awkward. Like even like, yeah, he's an outlaw. It's a very famous movie. Whatever, I guess. Whatever.
You know,
you don't have to say these things.
I feel like you don't. Also, even if you wanted to be like, oh, whatever, it's the name of the title, I'll ignore it. They do say, I think in the chorus, call me Django, a few times.
Right, because we're outlaws, just like Mr. Django.
Nonsense. But yeah, that's okay. I'll move on. I like this better than Halsey, so.
Oh wow, okay.
I think I like it better than Halsey because I got tired of Halsey pretty quick.
I see. Yeah, that's true. You did.
Yeah. So
I think I'm gonna get sick of this quick. I could already feel it. That I just think it's okay, and I think I'm gonna be over it pretty rapidly.
I have not listened to it that much.
Okay.
I will say that. Moving right along as we near the end of the month.
Yeah, already.
We had a SHINee comeback.
We did.
Full album after 2 years, which obviously Timon was gone in the military. So
poor guy.
After 2 years, they came back with the hard full album.
Hard.
Where do we start? Where do we start? Where do we start? Where do we start?
Where do you want to start, bestie? I would say that you're more of a Shawol than me.
I would say I'm pretty deep in the SHINee game.
Mm-hmm. I need to send you your album.
Oh, that's right. One of the best albums to ever exist.
Yeah, I remember there was one time, I forget what it's even called because I only know what it looks like, but I remember you saying like, oh, this one album is so rare, let me show you it. And I was like, oh, my local K-pop store has it. Do you want me to get that for you? Casually. They just have it.
You were like, oh, hey, didn't you mention these albums? Like, yeah, but they probably only have like the separate versions. They don't have like the full one because no one does.
And I was like, oh, they have every single one.
But it's the Story of Light, which is a full album that's actually a compilation of 3 EPs.
Yes.
Some of their best music. But I'm stalling.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They released a pre-release single for this album called The Feeling?
The Feeling, yeah.
And I liked it. It's that
I like that song a lot.
I like the song a lot. It's very good. It's the kind of song where you're
really
in like
good car commercial.
Really, yes, because you listen to the song, and for me in my head, I am in an all-white showroom. Nothing exists, but that song is just echoing. You don't know the source, but it's just kind of echoing throughout.
I see. For me, I'm driving fast on the California coast at sunset.
You see, I don't drive, so I'm just in the showroom.
You're just looking at an Audi.
So I was really into it. I was very excited.
When I heard it was called Hard.
That was in Lotus.
That's when I began to become concerned.
Immediately I said, "Oh,
because out of any adjective I would use for SHINee as a group,
I don't think Hard would be anywhere near the list."
No, I think Smooth is probably up there at the top.
That could have been sensual, something.
A little sexy,
Hard.
Romantic.
I said okay.
Hard.
SHINee had a fan meeting before this song dropped, and they played a snippet of it. And so I heard like a clip of it through like someone's iPhone filming a stage.
Right.
And I was just, oh no. Oh no. Oh, no. And I tried to Stockholm Syndrome myself. Not into believing that the song was good, but into believing that every clip was wrong and that this wasn't the single.
Right, that was just the demo and then they changed it afterwards.
That it was just a fun little extra thing. No, it was the song. I don't like Hard the song. I don't like Hard the album.
Ooh, see, that's tough. I don't particularly like Hard the song either. There's parts of it I like. Taemin's little thing on the chorus where he goes like da 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 da. That's catchy. I like it when Minho says something about King Kong. That's fun. He looks real old in that MV, don't you think, Minho?
Yeah.
I mean, like, he is old, but like he looks old in that music video specifically.
Yes.
Especially when he's in his little like commander jacket. I mean, he looks fucking old.
But like, we also need to consider that he looked very old when he was 20.
But he doesn't look as old in The Feeling, is what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah.
They look older in Hard.
Almost as if.
That's the MV aging them in real time.
Almost as if they shouldn't have done this.
No.
But like, yeah, I like a lot of parts of this because at the end of the day, SHINee is a talented group.
Yes. But nothing can save you from a chorus.
Nothing can save you from a chorus that just doesn't match the group, the individual members. Like, I like a couple of songs from the album. I like The Feeling, of course, and then Identity, the fake gay song.
I like a good amount of the B-sides. I like Satellite. I really like Juice for a particular reason. Before we started, I was alluding to the fact that one song sounds a lot like another song.
It was Juice.
It's Juice. This isn't a deep cut in the sense that a lot of people know this song. They just might not have thought of it. The Juice starts, and then about 12 seconds in, this extra sound gets added, which is like dun 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 dun, and it sounds exactly like the start of the Corneria theme from Super Smash Bros. Melee.
See, that's all you right there.
But no, I'm saying right now, this exact moment in time, go to youtube.com. I'm not only commanding Dani, I'm commanding anyone who's listening to
typing.
this. Type in Corneria SSBM and listen to that song and tell me it is not exactly the fucking same.
Hold on. Yeah, as I'm typing, because I can't be a slow typist.
That's okay.
Juice is one song where, like, let me listen to it again. Because every time I hear a clip of it, I'm like, no, this is pretty good.
Yeah, I like it pretty well, but it's mostly because Corneria fucking bangs. And it reminds me of the song so much.
Alright, yeah.
You hear what I'm hearing.
Yeah. I'm hearing what you're hearing. Juice may not be bad.
No, I don't think Juice is bad. Overall, I like the album. I'm not, like, obsessed. I mean, The Feeling I listen to a lot. I like that song a lot.
Yeah.
And then, like, Juice, Satellite Identity, and then I don't remember if it's Sweet Misery or Insomnia, but one of those two. I like them, and I will listen to them, and I can listen to this whole album and have a nice old time. But it's not, like, great.
It's not great, and, like, I really genuinely hate to be this person because songs, groups, etc. can change and evolve, and that's fine and oftentimes good.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, my gut reaction to this was just like, this very much sounds like just a currently produced SM album, and it almost sounds like a SHINee album, but, like, it doesn't feel like a SHINee album.
Yeah, you know, groups can change and evolve, but when you're SHINee, or someone like SHINee, where, like, you are, mathematically speaking, an older group, and also you are a fucking iconic group who have stuck to, like, not the same genre, not the same concept,
like,
but there's, like,
all.
a through line of energy and concept and style that has remained pretty consistent. And Hard does not match with that. Not the album, but the song Hard does not match at all.
It's very, like, rap / spoken word heavy, because, like, even Don't Call Me is, it's like, it's a SHINee song, it's a SHINee sound, but, like, it's not View, it's not anything else. SHINee's always doing something different, but there are just things where, like, yeah, this is SHINee at their best, and I just don't feel like they were at their best, which could be for a variety of reasons.
That's true.
But overall, you know, I was just not feeling it.
Just not feeling it. Shouts to Corneria from Super Smash Bros. Melee, and I bump The Feeling regularly. I think that's about it. The music video is kind of boring, though.
Yeah, it is. It's a very strange. It reminds me of when, what is SM's little Save the World song? Save the Trees?
Oh, I don't remember what it's called, but I think we all know what you're talking about.
It has that kind of vibe. I also, I don't know if we've said this on this podcast, because I don't think it's come up, but you know the whole thing of, like, yeah, cis men in skirts because clothing is genderless, and everybody goes up, yeah, sure, but
we're missing this quite famously.
Why does that? Why does genderless clothing have to equate to poor styling and poor fitting?
Harry Styles.
K-word him.
Well, I mean, there's two things attached to this, right? Number one, kind of why does it matter? In the sense that this is only ever brought up when it involves and in service to, for all intents and purpose, cisgendered heterosexual men. If you think every single person in SHINee is secretly gay, that's fine, and hey, fair opinion to have, especially for certain members. But personally, I don't care about hypothetical gay people as much as I care about real gay people who are publicly gay and present as gay and are actively put in harm's way, and who nobody gives a fuck about when they have painted nails and skirts and are only met with negativity. So I don't really care if a conventionally attractive, handsome, famous, rich man who presents as straight at all times wears a skirt and paints his nails and washes his hair.
No. I care even less when that skirt is at the length of
Girl.
It's at that perfect, I'm feeling a little risky, but I am a devout Christian length.
A mid-length skirt, a midi skirt, or a maxi skirt, or a mini over a pair of pants. And also, I don't know how easy this is to tell from a distance, but most of them in this video are not skirts. They are pleated shorts.
Yes, they're very wide leg pleated shorts.
Yes, they are meant to,
I think,
in a way, mimic a skirt.
Taemin isn't wearing shorts, but Minho is.
I have to double check.
Either way, it's a bad look.
Yeah, the cut and the proportions I think look pretty bad.
But anyway, I just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, you can be gay and bring in like feminine items and still make them look good. Honestly, a lot of the times it's because of the fear of doing things with a feminine silhouette and a feminine cut. So it just ends up in this weird in-between where it's like I'm wearing a skirt, but I'm not wearing it in a way that makes, like, that brings in any of the strengths of a skirt, you know?
Yeah, just big, boxy, shapeless. But
also not even in an interesting way.
No, because that can be a fun silhouette.
Very, very good, yeah. Especially if you are going for like an overall, like, more modest kind of look. But
no, it's just them dressed a little strange, playing ping pong on the beach, running around cliffs, listening to music. I think it's just
something they wanted to look good in the shore winds.
A nice billowy fabric.
Yeah. Also, I think Taemin is wearing shorts.
His are shorts too?
They look like shorts from the back. There's like a very clear seam.
Really?
Yeah. I think it might just be... It's possible that it's a skirt, so there's shorts into it. There is also a real thing that is... This is like a fashion thing in Korea only. I've never seen it anywhere else. But it's an item of clothing that is a skirt in the front and shorts in the back. I don't know if that makes sense, but this is like a thing.
Yeah. Specifically not a skirt.
Yeah, not a skirt. It's the front half is a skirt and the back half is shorts. I assume it's for the sake of comfort.
For comfort.
And also maybe not getting like upskirted.
Right, like slight modesty because skirts tend to be pretty short with a lot of like Korean trends. So, add a little short to the back.
Yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, I still think it's short, so it's like whatever even.
So, even worse.
A man is not allowed to deviate even a little bit. So that's great and all, but we don't exactly need to bring out the fucking trumpets and fanfare.
Especially when that is a cis, presumably straight man.
Especially when everyone...
Don't put them in the news.
Don't put them in the news.
We gotta move on to the next song.
Oh, that's right.
Move by Treasure.
There were more songs.
Yes, so did I. Don't worry, so did I. Treasure. So let's discuss.
Yeah, let's do the background because this is technically not Treasure. This is a subunit.
Let's get into a conversation before we even discuss anything relating to the song. In the month of May, I believe, YG himself, who I thought was fired from YG for criminal activities, I guess he's back because he released a video saying that, Treasure, it's time for a reboot. They're doing things differently. He put out a full sort of developers update timeline for the group.
He put put out patch notes for Treasure.
He gave us the patch notes for the rest of the year, the early access calendar.
Yes.
For Treasure, 3 years into their
calendar schedule.
3 years into the career, he said, here's what Treasure's going to do. And said, I'm sorry, just for the lack of communication and all the changes, but here's what we're doing moving forward.
Sorry I shit the bed with my group.
Hey, I fucked up, but let's see if I can fix things. And by that, he meant, let's create just a little subunit for Treasure.
Yeah, and how was that subunit decided?
The crazy thing is, instead of basing the subunit on talent or skills...
Or concept or fitting an idea...
Well, see, there is a concept and an idea.
Concept's a really strong word. I'll allow idea. But I mean, they don't necessarily have skills that match up.
No,
they don't necessarily work well together.
So. This is what happened. Mm-hmm. This is what happened. Someone walked into the training room when Treasure were practicing their musics and said, hey, who thinks they're the most handsome member of the group? 5 people raised their hand. They said, you're the subunit. And to make it make sense, they said, hey, instead of F4 for Flower Boys, they said T5 for Treasure Boys, I assume. It's an F4 concept, but they can't do F4, so they did T5.
Mm-hmm.
We said we don't discuss pre-releases unless it's really important. This one was really important to me.
And that was decided by you as well, because I said I put it on the list because it came out and I thought you might want to talk about it, but I don't care either way. And you said I have some ugly things to say.
Verbatim. I have some ugly things to say. Treasure can do well when they're all together sometimes.
Yeah.
It's very hit or miss, which is, they're a newish group. It's 3 years. It usually
depends on what they're served.
Mm-hmm. So to say, we're not taking the strongest rappers in the group. We're not taking the vocalists. We're not even taking the dancers. Just whoever has enough confidence to raise their hand when they're asked, hey, are you the most handsome member of the group? That's it. That's your reward. A shitty song and a subunit from a group that is already failing.
Yeah. It's not a good idea, especially... Like, the one thing about it is that a fandom's gonna fight over anything, and immediately saying, we decided these are the 5 most attractive, even if it is technically self-appointed, is just, I think, not a good idea. It's a good idea if you want to get the fandom to fight and talk about the idols constantly. Maybe you have a higher chance of trending, I guess, so that's, like, a good idea, part of it. I'm sure they're still well supported by, like, the people who are really fans of Treasure. Mm-hmm. And they're like, yeah, let's get the subunit their first win or, like, whatever. But it just inherently a messy concept that's going to create a lot of messy feelings.
Yes. And what's worse is that I don't think the song is very good. No. It doesn't feel professional. Oddly enough.
Doesn't. Well, it's clear that it's like, oh, we still need to save a lot of budget for the actual title. Y'all are a subunit, don't forget that.
Unfortunately. But, like, another problem with having a subunit in mind, but not the members, is that the song may match some members sometimes. But overall, it just doesn't work for everybody. It's supposed to be, like, this like, real sexy, smooth song, but 1, Treasure is young, and 2, even when Treasure does a not like baby concept, it still has the cadence of just kids having fun making their music regardless. Mm-hmm. And so when you put them in this little sexy song, especially when I believe 2 or 3 of the members, maybe just 2 members, are the youngest members in the group, it just doesn't make fucking sense.
No, and also the song feels a lot more like what would, in a more traditional group, be a performance subunit song. Not just because it's called Move, but, like, everything about the song.
Yes.
Yeah, it just doesn't really fit. If you do want to do the thing of, like, oh, they're the most handsome or they're the sexiest members, there's a way to do it that's not like this overtly like sexy 50 Shades of Grey businessman who wears leather at night kind of thing. You could go for just like a regular degular boyfriend or boy next door concept. You could just make each one of them a different like a boyfriend archetype. You could you could do what fucking Pentagon did for Love or Take and do like the fake manhwa like BL kind of thing and have each one of them represent their own little thing. Like here's the sporty guy, here's the boy next door, you know, whatever. But no, they went straight for the uber duper sexy thing. It's not super dissimilar to the way that TXT said, we're cute, we're just little boys. And then Puma came out and you were like, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's not quite as bad.
I think this is worse, actually.
You think this is worse?
I do.
You think this is worse than Huening Kai being held on a rope leash by a grown man in a gimp mask?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. Because the thing with Puma is that it's... Let me defend myself a little bit. The thing with Puma is that, like, it reads as a mature concept, but more than that, it reads as we maybe went a little too in concept with the Puma. Whereas it's... Because, like, my first read of Puma wasn't like, oh, this is a little too sexy. This is whether intentional or not for TXT. It was just like, this is strange because right after the fucking Gimp messing, you have them pretending like they're about to eat raw meat.
Yeah, but it's still like someone is holding something at vaguely crotch height and they are on their knees rolling around. Like I think that the Puma concept exists to serve their ability to do that. I don't think any of it is incidental at all.
I think some of it is. I think some of it isn't. But also, it is a concept you couldn't quite do when Huening Kai was 17 as opposed to 18, 19.
And even then, 18, 19 is still... You look weird, especially because they all look like babies. And coming right off of the baby concept. Regardless,
I still think
that
this is just weirder because, like you said, it's sexy businessmen with like the ties really loose and like the shirt sleeves rolled up, their body rolling, and the camera is at the crotch looking up. And then you go into leather outfits where they're in leather and mesh and no shirts, still doing shitty body rolls, but a different type of body roll.
Yeah, it definitely exists in the same trifecta with Puma and also Fever by Enhypen for me. Just too sexual for how young, not only young looking, but young being the members are.
So yeah, it's
uncomfortable. Also, this is not really related to any of this conversation, but I just have to say it. These are supposed to be like, you know, rich, sexy, young CEO concept, Dark Knight life. This motherfucker's wearing Sauvage by Dior. Could you not get a slightly more exclusive or expensive cologne to wear?
Fucking tacky.
Tacky.
It's fucking tacky.
You couldn't even do like... The easiest option is there, and it's Creed. Like, obviously, Creed is, like, the $400 a bottle, like, I'm a boss CEO perfume. Why the fuck are you wearing Sauvage? They did show off the bottle, so I'm like, it looks like product placement, but I can't imagine that they're actually sponsored by Dior.
No, it's, like, and that's the thing, like, that's kid shit, and yet it's in a video where we're supposed to believe that these 17 to, like, 20-year-olds are sexy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this was a pre-release that I think we needed to talk about a little bit. Also, if this is the precursor to the album, which I believe is called Reboot itself.
Oh, I hope it's nothing like it. I hope it's just like The Feeling and Hard, but in reverse order.
In reverse order, please.
That would make me happy.
We'll find out soon enough.
I guess so.
But now to like the actual final song of the month. UKISS? You know UKISS?
Oh, I heard of them.
They decided to come back. I think on this is like their 15th anniversary?
Yes, I believe that's correct.
I think it's their 15th anniversary. UKISS came back. UKISS was popping for a good like 2-3 years in the mid 2000s. And then just kind of, they were gone. And that's fine.
Right.
But when this comeback was announced, I was very excited, but very apprehensive.
Yeah, because what can you even expect?
It's what can you expect? I said, oh gosh, I'm so excited for a UKISS comeback because, spoiler alert, Teen Top also announced a comeback as
oh, that's right.
An anniversary thing, and I believe Infinite is having a comeback as an anniversary thing. I
believe you're correct.
So it's in the air. I'm very excited, but I was nervous about UKISS.
Mm-hmm.
Their song is called The Wonderful Escape.
Great name.
All of my fears were unfounded because UKISS said we're a second generation group who's going to come back in 2023 with a second generation song. This song is so fucking old sounding with
it's
just
so
the
sad. They said
beat.
we're gonna come back and do the exact same thing.
The exact same thing. The vocals, the specific way that they hit high notes, it's
the exact same clothes, almost, but not quite.
Yes.
I mean, the casual MV outfits I think are tough. They're trying a little too hard to make them look young. Whereas the choreography moment, I think they look pretty good. I think it's a nice bridge where they look like adults, but they're wearing nice casual clothes.
Yeah.
But there's a part where one of them's DJing and he's wearing a teal, black, and purple dress shirt with a long sleeved white shirt underneath it, and it's the exact color of I'm 20 now, but I liked the 80s. I like the video of that one kid in the windbreaker with the sunglasses on, that one gif of him dancing around. I love that. Hello, fellow kids. It's not great, but the rest of the music video looks good. The choreo is also perfectly second gen.
Perfectly second gen. There's not a lot of motion. It's two steps with a lot of arms. A lot of arms.
One of them is skateboarding in this and it doesn't look safe.
Cause it's not. UKISS, they're old. They're hags. But I'm so glad they gave such a fun little summer hag song. I love it. This is... I truly didn't expect it. I said, they're going to try to stay with the young kids so that they can get a win. And it's just not going to be fun. No, I don't think they're going to get any wins with this one, but I love it.
They said, we're not going to get a win. This is for the fans. And you know what?
This is for the fans.
Good for you. Thank God.
Thank God. That's all I got to say. There's not much to say about it.
A nice, clean, simple, well thought out low comeback. I haven't really listened to the B-sides on this one at all, actually. Well, I did, but I don't really remember anything about them, so I guess they're just fine, probably.
Yeah, I wasn't too interested. This is one thing where I was here for the single only. So, whatever. Yeah. Have a good B-side, have a bad B-side.
Who's to say?
Who's to say? Yeah, the single was good.
They look good. They look like they're having a fun time out there. It must be fun to have a big reunion like this.
Oh, yeah. And I think they did a Dingo music thing.
Ooh.
Or they did something. Maybe they just performed the song live. But, it looked like they were having fun. And that's just... I mean...
It's infectious.
They did a Dingo music. I don't know if you guys know this, but watching people have fun is fun.
It's almost as if... humans are social creatures.
Almost as if. And it's nice to see a group come back through member changes, people leaving, people coming.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Still have fun performing their music. It at least lets me think, okay, K-pop isn't 100% insidious. There is at least a 10-15%.
It's not completely evil.
There is a chance that at the very least later you can enjoy your career.
Yeah. That's a positive note to end on.
Positive note, because this I'm looking through and the month was very heavy at the front with just good, interesting music, and then it really petered out.
Mm-hmm. Because the last half of the month was just pre-releases, basically.
It was pre-releases.
But I'm assuming a lot of it is everyone wanted to give SHINee and Ateez a wide breadth. They were we want to actually have a win. Let's try to avoid those bitches.
Yep. And said, put shit out as soon as July hits.
Yes.
So I'm very excited for July.
Yeah, July is looking like it's going to be pretty busy.
Oh, yeah. Solos, comebacks, all of it. I still know debuts that we care about, at least.
Oh, that we care about. Yeah, I guess so.
I'm looking forward to one.
Oh.
But that's it from us. I'm Dani. You can find me at Karanades literally everywhere. I'm pretty solidly on co-host and Twitch at this point. Lotus?
Yeah, I feel like I should look up. I'm at Lotus Loves Lotus everywhere. I'm not on Blue Sky. I'm not on Mastodon. Fuck them. We're recording this at a very contentious time. This is like a week after the quote unquote death of Twitter with the rate limiting and everything. So you're gonna find us a lot of different places and trying to make sure people can keep up with us. I'm on co-host at just Lotus though. I got my professional account on co-host Lotus Loves Lotus, but for the drama of it, my main account is just Lotus. I got in there early. Let me get whatever my newsletter URL is. I made a newsletter because I'm on this podcast. I stream. I make videos. I write about games. So at this point, I have enough stuff where I was like, I think I can probably write a newsletter 1 to 2 times a month, and it'll actually have stuff in it. Let's see. Oh, thank God, the URL is easy. If you want to go to buttondown.email/Lotus Loves Lotus, you can sign up for a newsletter, keep up with all the stuff I'm doing, and occasionally receive media recommendations from me, whether that's games, things I think you should read or watch, like video essays or articles. And yeah, I think that's it from me.
Perfect.
New era.
It's content creation era.
We're entering our content creator eras. It's true. Our independent content creator eras. Our hustle eras.
Hiya. The worst place to be.
Oh well.
But we have fun.
We have fun out here.
We have fun over here.
We wouldn't do this if we didn't like it. We're doing K-pop for fun.
Yeah, it's K-pop.
It's K-pop.
The day we take K-pop seriously is the day the genre ends. Thank you guys for hanging out and listening. We'll be back in a month.
We're back in a month. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.